Shalom, this is David.
Hi, David.
Hi, Jeff.
Sabotage, this is Jeff.
So, what do you know about me?
Why did you say the word first?
Because I did all the recording and everything on this one.
And to answer your question, you enjoy grinding and relaxing repetitive tasks and automation and efficiency.
Also lists and numbers going up. So
Well, of course, naturally.
So I'm recommending House Flipper. Is this game perfect? No. Is it good? Maybe. But is it exactly what I want? Yes.
Is it recommended? Yes.
I recommend it. Because it is very much a game about lists and fixing things up and stuff like that. Let me tell you a little story. Have you ever heard of the show How Clean Is Your House?
No, I have not.
Okay, so it's a BBC show with two British ladies who go to houses that are just absolute styes. They make the places we're going to see in this video look just wonderful. Also, this is the first house they give you. Mm-hmm. That's a murder bathroom. But it makes...
Well, maybe if you clean it up a little bit.
Right. But that show is... this essentially does what that show does for my brain. Also, I'd like to point out the emails they give you for your contractor work are generally pretty great. Because they're either just kind of funny or so tropey and bad, they're hilarious. Or just like, oh, that's actually kind of sad. Oh, your aunt is in hospice. She's going to die soon and gave you her house. Oh.
I'm glad that they spawn you a little bit off the ground just because they maybe had problems with getting stuck inside the ground.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. Not only do they spawn you off the ground, they actually spawn you facing down and to the left and then snap you straight forward.
Okay, good to know.
So in this game right now, all we can do is throw away trash by clicking on it. And we just got the mop, so we can scrub away stuff. Now, this is a super mop. It can clean anything without detergent or anything like that. And so you'll see on the right, we've got a little list of, like, just in the living room, remove trash, clean dirt, mount devices. And mount devices is code word for there's an assembly mini game we want you to do in this room. And it might be put up a radiator, it might be replace a light socket, it might be install a shower, but it's the same basic thing, so we'll hit that when we hit it. But look at this mop. Just look at this mop.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it'd be that effective. Nope. It was a little frizzly.
It's frizzly and dry. But also, you have a tablet, because of course you do, and you can upgrade your skills. You want to get this one first. You need to get penetrating vision. I can't stress enough how annoying it is to not see the one piece of dirt. Granted, I say that, I immediately finish cleaning up all the dirt in the room and then spend, a little bit trying to find the last bit of dirt that I'm sure I don't have.
Mm-hmm. Despite getting your skill already.
That only shows some of the dirt in the room. The idea is once you max it out, you can see all the dirt, and then it's fine. Because some of the walls in the game, it's really hard to see if they're dirty. I'm still looking for that dirt. If you just click, maybe if I... Okay, I'm going to scroll. But no.
I saw it briefly switched to highlighting all. It looks like
to the right, it just got moved
to
or
the right
something.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't...
Hitbox a little bit to the right there.
But yeah, so there's radiator. You put it in and you install it, and this is the minigame. It highlights a part, and you click on it.
You click on it, and then it does a thing for you.
It does a thing for you. And you can move the mouse anywhere you want after you click on it. You don't have to move it in the direction of or anything like that. And you'll see that minimum progress bar. You can leave as soon as you hit that, and you can get paid for it. Mm-hmm. But what?
I assume that that's not going to happen.
That's going to happen accidentally.
Okay.
I don't know if it made it
just to show it off.
I don't know if it made it to the final cut, because that just pops up, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, yep, done," and I hit enter. So the thing I'm doing right now is not strictly necessary. Mm-hmm, you don't have to put things back in order because it's not on the list. But of course I do with most of it. Also showing that you can rotate it by increments, or it just
Fancy.
does cardinal directions, which is much more useful. Boop, boop. There's no limit to what you can pick up, as long as it is not a environment kind of thing. As long as it's not like a wall, you can pick it up. So that is the cleaning part, and that's pretty much how this game goes. You've got a task list and you do it. Now, I'm pretty sure...
On a scale of cutting down a mountain in Minecraft to automation in Factorio, how relaxing is this grind?
So, this grind is mentally rejuvenating.
Okay.
It's that. It's just, I can put on like one of the longer form YouTube videos that I don't get to watch that often. I get to I get to just kind of zone out while doing things. And while right now, when you're doing the contract work, it tells you exactly what you want to do. When you're doing the actual house flipping part of the game, which is also fun, but we'll be doing that in steps. Also, I'm cutting out the edits. I'm cutting out the load times. I'm just letting you see the some of the quotes from the people, because those are all buyers, potential buyers of your houses. So, oh yeah, I did a little bit of speed up.
Ooh, look at all this fancy editing.
Yeah, they actually did an update to Lightworks that made this way easier.
Oh, it's good to know.
All right, so there's a different kind of radiator, and now I can click it, and this is how I actually buy everything in the game. I just highlight all and start typing what I want.
Hey, if it works.
It works. Except for like a couple of the kitchen things, just because it's easier to do that. Now, there isn't a severe wealth. Also, just showing what happens if you stop mid-assembly.
Oh boy.
It just kind of just doing a little. This is there's no real consequence for stopping mid-assembly other than, oh, you've got an extra step to do. Because now I've done that, and now I can clean it up, and then after that I'm going to level up my handyman skill, because there are a bunch of different skill trees. You want faster mounting, because you're going to be doing more mounting than you are tiling and paneling, and by the time you get to those, because that levels up fairly quickly. Oh, more cleaning. Because that levels up fairly quickly. You want to do the mounting, because by the time you're doing a whole bunch of tiling, you'll probably already max out mounting and be able to do some of that. And you want it to take as little time as possible.
First-person shooters have gotten weird.
Yeah. So, right now, I'm taking the disgusting hole that they gave me as my first office, which is what this little building is called, and I am making it more presentable, more livable. I will be replacing all the furniture in it, but I'm not allowed to do that yet. And I can't put the chair in under the desk because there's a chainsaw in the way that I just have in my house.
Now it's much safer.
It's in a much better place.
It's there to watch over you as you do work on your laptop.
So
silent protector.
So you don't have to take jobs immediately. I mean, you might as well do them all. There's an achievement for 100%ing all of them, because of course there is. So yeah, the little loading screen blurbs from people is also important, because it tells you what kind of person they are and what they want when buying a house. And this is me going through, all I'm supposed to do in this one is clean the garage, but they did put together an entire house. Also, no limit to what you can pick up. Now, the problem with this is there are only a couple places you can set the car, and their front yard is not that.
There's some definite art you could accomplish.
Yes,
with some other placements.
Sadly, because it's at an angle and it's trying to do some stuff, it just has some issues. So There's another car later that you can actually do that stuff with. So, like, have you done any kind of cleanup or contract work in your life?
Well, contract work in a manner of speaking.
Contract in the contractor sense.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's still contract, but no, not any construction or destruction.
Okay. So,
certainly had to look at dirty garages and stuff. This is a very clean garage for being a dirty garage.
this is comparatively speaking, it's not terrible. So I've done some contract work and I've had to do some. Oh, by the way, here's the worst game in the worst mini game in the entire game. It's great.
You kind of missed a little spot up. There's a spot up there you missed.
Yeah.
In the,
so this thing, the lowest levels of this, because as you upgrade your mop, you just upgrade this thing. The lowest level of this is just garbage. It is just garbage.
Was it super shaky or something?
No, it moves really slow and it keeps trying to rotate left and right on you. So it won't do a straight thing. Now you can take pictures of stuff and then make that a poster and hang it on your wall. So do I want to take a picture of a giant cockroach nest and put it in my wall? No, but you could.
You could if you wanted to.
And the next one is Amaranth Walls. I actually think I accept this one and then I edit. Oh no, I show this one because it's painting. We've got a new tool. Painting. We can paint. Paint starts...
You're on a roll.
I'm done. Feel free to go to Patreon where you can support us monthly. You might wonder, is this in America? And the answer is maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It has.
Also, that's what happens if you don't finish an outlet.
Buzzed.
Just kind of goes, and then it'll keep doing that while you're assembling it. You might be in America. The outlets don't look quite right. That's not what the backs of them look like at all. Also, when you're putting in a socket, you generally turn the power off. You can...
Yeah, that's probably that's best practices, yeah.
Yeah, you can replace a socket without turning the power off, but that's... You have to know what you're doing, and live sparks is not... That's not you knowing what you're doing. So this is the room. They want some of the walls painted Amaranth Adventure, and some of the walls painted gray. So this is painting at its lowest level.
You don't even have to put plastic down or anything.
Nope. Don't have to move anything. Don't have to put plastic down.
Very good painter if you can get away without doing that.
Yes. Not only that, I can do it all just with a roller. Like crazy detail work just with a roller. I do like the effect of it adding paint to the roller by just making the cylinder that it's on bigger and making the color darker.
I mean, that works.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happens.
Yes, and if you're playing this game with the regular audio levels, then the sound it makes when you're painting is so much louder than everything else. But the very first upgrade I recommend you get on this one, I think we're going to hit in a second, is so that you can't keep painting a square you've already painted.
Okay, good to know.
Because you can just keep on painting. There we go. You don't waste paint on an already painted wall. It's like we're in an actual episode of This Old House or something like that. That's a show that people watch. I know you don't. Oh, so here's another thing that's not real. Boop.
Very good.
When I figured out you could do that, I was like, oh, good. I can waste less and make the efficiency part of my brain happier. Hey, I completed the order at 75%. Whoops.
Congrats. You did it.
I went back and fixed that later. So now I can paint the room. And you can paint the room whatever color you want. Can you guess what color I went with?
Is it pink?
I wanted it to look nice. But
Okay.
nice as far as my opinion of nice looks. I wasn't trying to do
opinion.
like pink vomit on the screen.
Okay. Maybe like a royal purple.
You're not far off.
The sped up music is very pleasant.
Yeah, it's the music itself is pleasant and also like reactive to what tools you're using. So
That's weird, but okay, sure.
We'll see later that when you use the hammer for demolition, it brings drums in.
You have the little purple corner.
Mm-hmm. Little workspace. I did show my wife some of the color combinations I came up with.
Mm-hmm.
She
left you. I'm so sorry.
No. But she was just like...
But she did make the right choice.
I had like that blue select. I was like, okay, let's say your husband had painted a wall blue. What would you do? And she's like, I'd make you repaint that wall. Oh, here's the thing you can do. They give you a cell gun.
Ooh, a cell gun.
You can just sell stuff with the gun. But you can't sell stuff you're not supposed to sell. And it did the thing again. This is another thing it can do. It can be like, hey, put stuff in here. So this is supposed to be a baby room. So put in a crib, and then and it corrects itself.
Bookcase, put in some, a toilet, some toilet paper rolls, maybe a stove.
There are limits.
All the things a baby needs.
And they want 2 little bean bags in their baby room for whatever reason. But,
this one, these are pre-sat in.
Yes, they are pre-shaped. And now I can sell
Just left
stuff.
the paint sitting out.
Because I couldn't sell it. I couldn't sell it, and you can't get rid of the can until it's empty.
Fair enough.
And here I am just getting rid of stuff. If it just says remove, that means it's worthless. But for some of this stuff, I'm getting like $3 or $4. You can sell everything. Like this bad front door, it's gone. I don't need a front door. And then this is where you can mount the
beanbag chair.
Yeah, I wish. This is totally how you put down a toilet. 100%. This is all there is to it. You don't have to put down any extra putty, nothing like that. Nope. No wax cylinders around the gasket. So this is the shower, and this is the thing that once you've mounted one, you feel pretty good about not mounting it anymore. So this is us knocking down walls. Are you ready to knock down walls?
Yes.
It's
Show me some destruction.
it's the
I expect some explosions. Immaculately rendered. And maybe just, a little bit of some screen shakes, some good VFX, some post processing, maybe just some Borderland 2 quotes floating around, just lots and lots of. Or is it just the cell gun? Is it just the cell gun?
It's not just the cell gun. No, they do give you a hammer.
Ooh, a hammer.
It's not a very big hammer. And
It's not quite Red Faction Gorilla.
also the rendering isn't perfect. But again, you don't
It's
have
not quite Red Faction 1.
It's not quite Half-Life 1. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real. It's now I don't have it set to the most realistic level of destruction. This is mixed between cubes and craggly bits.
Mm-hmm.
But the demolition stuff is fun, and I get a bigger hammer because they patched it to where having a bigger hammer actually mattered. Because in the original release of the game, it made no difference. But this is breaking things with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you noticed the drums being in the background of the music, but that's not there unless you have the hammer out.
It's using that Super Mario World technology.
I was going to say Nier, but yes.
Nier is also using a Super Mario World technology.
Super Mario World had reactive music?
Yeah, you're on Yoshi.
Wait, what?
Super Mario World, there's the normal track And then there's the drums that are the Yoshi drums. If you're on Yoshi drums play along with the music.
What?
How do you not know this? This is basic. You like video games. You like Super Mario World. You're a musician. I'm ashamed of you.
I've 100%ed Super Mario World several times.
Okay, hold on. Let me get some.
Look up, David. Look up and hit the thing. There you go. Boof.
It's the little things.
All right, and you get a bigger hammer. So this one upgrades real quick. It's a bigger hammer. I figured not everything could be a bold striking choice. Some things didn't. And then I picked those sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Did pick those sheets. Also, they spell Wenge weird. They spell it with a V, which makes me think English not the first language.
What is that?
Wenge is a kind of wood.
Okay.
It's just spelt with a W instead of a V. But it's like it's that color of wood. It's a dark wood. If you try to sell things, it'll say different things. Like if you're not supposed to sell it, one of them it says is this isn't Thief Simulator or something like that. But one of them is just that immoral. That immoral.
Very good.
Very good.
Very descriptive.
It's a high quality
poetic,
game.
Really. There's a lot of there's a lot of meaning packed into those few words.
And I won't notice for a bit, but there will be a frame rate drop as soon as I turn that switch on. But you can make everything surgical room bright. That's a good idea, right? Bright lights directly on your face when you're reading?
Yeah, probably. I'm no reading expert. I've read a few things in my time.
There we go.
Yep, this definitely have God rays.
Yeah. I put 30-something lights in one of the houses, and I lost like 20 frames per second.
You say you lost the house. So I can't go back in there. Can't get too close. It's just gone. It's gone now.
It took me a bit of time to get in there and turn the lights off. This is the house where you first get introduced to your favorite thing.
It must be gross cockroaches everywhere.
Yes. Not everywhere, but yes.
Okay, not everywhere, but...
they're in colonies. Oh, also, this house is full of empty wine bottles.
Okay.
A lot of empty wine bottles in every room. Or liquor, whatever that is. Some of it's wine, I'm sure. Also, in this room, that David Bowie, but still David Bowie poster. Or I guess it's just supposed to be a lady smoking. I just saw it as David Bowie. That's trash in this room. But later on in the game, it's not trash.
I see. So. I guess it depends on who's asking to do the job. Yeah, just the level in general. Because it's not like it was a sellable item. It was just trash. And this is... Oh, I found the piece of trash I missed. That's the level 2 mop. Ooh. It looks more like a real mop.
A little bit more. Oh, do you hear that noise?
No. I think it's a little too quiet.
Oh, okay. The cockroaches make an audible sound in this game. Great. That's how you know they're still there. So maybe don't turn your volume up. But, now, I have known you to use entire cans of Raid to kill cockroaches. Sure. That's fine. That's acceptable. In this game, you use a vacuum cleaner. I guess that'll work. No. No, it won't. I mean, it might kill them if there's like borax in the canister or something, but otherwise you're just kind of condensing them into a spot. Well, like the problem with any infestation is what you're seeing is the part that couldn't be hidden. So like you're killing the visible bits, and I didn't pick up those wine bottles first because I was lazy. But if you suck up enough of the cockroaches, it says you've destroyed the nest, which doesn't work. Hey, let's do it some more. Okay. All for you. Thank you. Thank you, David. Yeah. So essentially, if you've got a whole bunch of visible roaches, cockroaches, or beetles, or whatever it means, you actually just have millions of them in your walls, and they can't be stuck in there anymore because there's not enough space.
That's when you call professionals.
Yes.
Or move across the country.
Or light your house on fire.
Or light your house on fire. Move across the country where there's no cockroaches.
Here's the easiest thing to do in the game. Easiest thing in the game. Boop.
Ooh, tile.
You've laid tile. Now that's easy. Doing wall tile is different. Oh, I do have to mount a mirror though. Also, you don't have a reflection in this game.
You're a vampire.
Maybe. Except you're outside in the daylight. But nothing really reflects.
Their vampires are different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not real sunlight. It's a dome city. It's a vampire colony. Artificial light can get the simulation of a sort of a normal day night cycle without the burning effects.
Oh, okay. And this is tiling. It can go faster than this. But aside from the fact that, like, you have to do that for each individual tile, not just a vertical strip of tile, that's not horribly far off from what you actually do. I mean, you don't do it to painted drywall, but it is... I've put like 30-something hours into it. So, it's like, hey, I need to catch up on the voice of dog playing through Front Mission 4. This is great for that.
Okay.
And you can see my frame rate is just almost gone.
Too many lights.
It is the lights. It is absolutely just the lights. And this isn't a recording screw up. This isn't like the capture software being a problem. That's just what the game does when you have too many lights. I didn't realize it at this point. Not yet. This is me just showing off what the place looks like now that it's all done. Almost. It's almost done. I walked outside and realized it needs new siding.
They're just gonna sell the door again.
I almost did.
It's like I'm too important to open and close doors. I install and sell doors.
So this is how you this is how you make a brick wall. You press fit fake brick to your wall.
Okay. I mean that is a way to do it, I guess. Got that brick paneling.
It won't stand up to anything, and you can do this on your interior as well, but I mean, you can have fake brick effacement, but it doesn't work. It falls apart real easy.
Brick interiors seems like a lofty goal.
This is me showing you that you do the non-regular parts with the paneling. They just like, instead of doing a separate stepped thing, they're just like, I just do it in one. Just one piece, you're fine.
Can you cut the grass?
No. Really wish you
missed opportunity.
I think they're going to add that in later. They seem to be adding stuff as it goes. So now let's buy a house. So these are all the houses that are for sale in the game. I think this might literally be all of them, but it takes a long enough time to set one up, because even if you're just kind of running through, it's like an hour per house if you do it properly. Also, you notice there's a house called House After the Flood. So how they handle flooded drywall is they're like, just put plaster on it and then paint it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Considering I had to help rip drywall out of a house that flooded, and I had a mold remediation specialist specifically say...
Silent Hill 2 in here.
Yeah. Also, I can just make this my office. Hey, this is now my office. But there's not really a place to put the laptop, so... I'm just gonna... Maybe in here... No. Well, it's...
You can put it on the ground there.
It's just right there. So, yeah, I don't like how it handled the flood thing, but everything else was so unrealistic. It's just like, why should I care that much? All right, so you'll see in the left in a second, a whole bunch of little faces are going to pop up. It's like, these are the people who might buy the house. And if I were to do things, they would say how much they liked or disliked it, and you could try to tailor it to be more in keeping with one of their tastes.
It's a very small house.
It is. So, like, the Johnson family is not going to want it. Dolan Tresk, who is not Elon Musk.
I mean, their names are pronounced differently.
Right. Jimmy Trader, the Jantart family. So these are all the regular ones, and then we hit the bottom three. Those are the Apocalypse ones. They only show up if the house has a bunker.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just wasting everyone's time.
Exactly. So there's no information on this because I haven't sold a house and they haven't said anything. But this is selling a house in this game. And they say what they do and don't like. And the gay stereotype is a gay stereotype, which is a little not okay. So I tried to negotiate an offer, didn't get a better one. I just sold the house for a profit of $204.21.
Ooh, that's enough to buy like 4 new houses.
Well, maybe I made more money than that on literally any of the contract things I did, but that was just the profit. He gave me like $50,000. But yeah, here's the stuff that they say they do and don't want. That's the guy who bought it from me. This tells you what profit you've made off them. Their stats, it keeps track of stats. As I click there,
like a video game.
I've destroyed 12 cockroach nests.
Congratulations.
I've painted 976 walls. That's it. You've made it through.
We did it.
Well, if you enjoyed that, feel free to go to Patreon where you can support us monthly. It's how we do things. It's like we've recently had to do some upgrades to the computers to handle these newfangled games. And that comes out of the money you give us through Patreon and through PayPal tips and stuff like that. And if you can't do that, just subscribe, all that stuff, so that we're a little bit more easily floated on YouTube search stuff.
House flippers.
House flippers. You set the thing so we can be done.